living relative that would be under my grandparents'
estate, an heir.
Estate. Yeah. So all of my siblings, all of my cousins, and if my cousins weren't alive, their children.
And what would they say? They would all have to be what? Signed on?
They would have 50% of it would be mine, and 1/10, because there's 10 grandchildren, and so 1/10 would have to be split of the second half. I mean, it's a mess.
So the first half they would acknowledge goes to you. The second half they would divide into 10 parts.
Right.
Okay. Blake, I mean, and why are you resisting that, Christina?
Because I can remember my father speaking about this. I know that he has some.
It doesn't matter if they spoke about it, okay? People speak all the time. There's no documentation whatsoever, right? But you think you should get it all, is what you're saying, right, Christina?
There is one documentation that my grandpa or my uncle and my father, when Grandpa died, put that in. Went to a lawyer. They wrote it up. It was notarized and everything, but they didn't do it right.
Well, and they didn't include your sister. They conveniently just left her out.
Well, she was gone, yeah.
Oh, she was already dead.
Yeah, she was already gone.
Okay, Blake, have at it. You heard everything.
Okay, so my first thought is what the oil company is suggesting is probably going to be the right result. However, I would at least check with the title company and see what they have to say. And what I think you should probably end up doing is actually going to the court and having them clear title and state who the correct owner is, because it seems like with that phony deed or that poorly written deed that said half of the property is to be transferred to one of the sons without saying who it is, I don't think you're going to be able to sell the property, to sell the mineral rights. If you can't sell the mineral rights, they're not worth anything. So you're probably going to have to file an action in the court to have the court clarify who the correct and proper owner of those mineral rights is.
Well, just to clarify something, Blake, the half that was given to the dad, her dad was named, but the actual acreage was not named in a legal description.
Right, and I don't think that's enough to transfer title without a clear statement of which property was being transferred. So I think the court may just totally disregard that transfer.
Unless what if the oil company just goes ahead and does what they're saying? Who's going to contest it?
So maybe nobody, and you can kind of have a mistake, and if there's nobody who complains about the mistake, then no complaints, no problem. But if you want to know for sure, I would consider hiring an attorney to petition the court and have them clarify the correct and true owner.
Okay. Now, with an undivided half interest, though, and then the other half going to the 10 siblings or 10 heirs, they would be splitting the whole thing anyway, no matter what they designate as the half.
Right. So it ultimately trickles down, so it comes out the same, which kind of goes back to what I was saying of no complaints, no harm, just move forward. And that's probably how it would shake out. But being the cautious attorney that I am, I would be inclined to say, before making any distributions, let's have the court verify that this is being done properly.
Okay.
All right. So Blake, so Christina, if you were going along with the oil company, what did they say they would do? Would they take care of all of it?
No. Basically, they've put everything, stop on any kind of payments, any royalties.
No, I'm asking this. If you went along with them dividing it up the way they want to, would they proceed to do all the paperwork?
That I don't know.
Well, what did they say?
Well, they're basically just saying that they want to know who it belongs to.
So they're going to leave it up to you to. Are they leaving it up to
Yeah.
you to do it?
Yeah, they're leaving it up to me to do it.
Okay. Then why don't you simply say, my granddad died and never disposed of these? Would you sign them over to me? What would they say, Christina?
I think I probably have a couple cousins that would balk it.
Okay. Then that's the point, is that without documentation, I don't know what you're going to do. You know, and half is better than nothing.
Oh yeah, and I'm fine with that. I just
Do you know
I
all
don't know
10
that-
cousins? Do you know all 10 cousins?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Then why don't you just say, here's the proposition. I get half of the booty and you guys get half of the booty, but you have to sign these documents. And then of course you have an attorney, you know, do that, but why not just
Right.
reach out to them?
Okay, yeah, and that's fine. I guess my concern is, how is that going to, if the oil company is not willing to do all that paperwork as far as splitting it and goes, how do I handle that?
Well, no. The oil company doesn't want to get into your mess, but they're saying to you that if you do it properly, they'll distribute the checks accordingly. But you have to
Yeah.
show them legal. You're not showing them anything now, except saying you
Right,
think you
right.
should have it all. And they're saying, well, I'm sorry, Christina, you shouldn't have it all. The best you're
Right.
going to have is half, and the other 10 are going to split it. So if you presented them with paperwork and it was all done for them, then the oil company would simply make out the royalty checks, if any, in that amount. I don't even know if it's a royalty interest or mineral rights, if they're buying them, are they leasing them? Leasing mineral rights, by the way, is way different than royalties. If all they're asking
Right.
you to do is lease the mineral rights, those mineral rights are leased in many different ways. There could be a flat rate per acre. There could be a flat
Right.
rate per acre plus a royalty, or there could be just royalties. I mean, do you even know what they're proposing?
Yeah, they're proposing is that that it's all inclusive. That
How much?
Um,
How much money?
they haven't said any amount of money. Yeah, they have said. They've said 18% of what oil is found. Then they'll do a royalty check to me.
Okay, so they're doing straight royalty at 18th of a percent, not
18%,
18%. 18th of a percent. Do you know how little that's going to be?
Yeah, it's very little. It's
In
not a
fact,
lot.
in fact, probably not worth the legal fees.
Well, and that's it, you know. And with that, do I charge all my cousins legal fees?
Well, if they're willing to do it, but at 1/18th, listen, I have mineral rights and I have royalties. 1/18th of a thriving well, 1/18th of 1% of a thriving well is nothing. So
I know,
unless this
I know.
is a gusher, we're discussing pennies right now. Literally checks for $3 or $4 a month. That's what we're discussing
Exactly.
right now.
Exactly.
So
And-
why are you even bothering? I mean, and again,
Because
you didn't
they are
call to
talking
hear this,
about
but
drilling 5 other wells on the land.
all right, but if they're at 18th of a 1%, you're going to have to think long and hard. If you do the math,
If it's
you'll
worth it,
figure it
yeah.
out. Some of the checks are so small, they don't disperse them. They're put into a suspension account until they reach $10. I mean, I
Yeah.
swear to you,
Yeah, and that's
Christina.
basically what they're doing right now. Yeah, I know it. I know that.
So I think you're spending a lot of energy for nothing at this point. That's just my gut. If you guys can agree to split all the legal fees, you know, to get all this done and paperwork, well, how much do you think it's going to cost, Blake?
Gosh, it's 10 family members. It's $10,000 probably.
Yeah, $10,000. And that $10,000, on an 18th of a percent on even 5 gushing wells will take you 20 years, maybe. So, you got to really start thinking about it. And I mean, it better be a big, giant reserve they found. We have more coming up. 303-713-8255.
Are you thinking about selling your home? With Orchard, you can skip the typical headaches and hassles of listing a home and go straight to getting an all-cash offer. It's simple. Once Orchard determines your home value, they make you a cash offer. Then, when Orchard sells your home for more than they paid you for it, you keep all the profit. If you're ready to maximize your earnings on your old home and minimize the stress of selling it, you need to try Orchard. Visit Orchard.com and see how you can get an all-cash offer today. Orchard, it's the new way to home.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. For your real estate needs, you can depend on Frank Duran. He'll do a market analysis of your home right now. If the market changes have you nervous and you're wondering, should I list, should I not, Frank Duran will give you an unbiased, honest-to-God look at your home and what he thinks it will bring, even in this market. And he'll look at all factors. Give him a call, 303-920-1622, and there is no obligation. 303-920-1622. Speaking of real estate, if you're looking for a loan, Ideal Home Loans has many things other places do not have. And the very first thing is the cash buyer program. The Ideal Cash Buyer program puts you in the position of a cash buyer. You apply to them, and with approved credit, they put a cash offer on your house immediately to tie it up, and they stand behind it. Think about that. You become a cash buyer just by going to Ideal, getting a credit check, and getting checked out. And once you're a cash buyer, that's the real deal. Ideal Home Loans can do it because they're a mortgage banker, not a broker. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000. Zero Res Denver has a patented cleaning process using just water. Well, it's super soft patented water. They can do carpet cleaning, tile and grout cleaning, granite cleaning. They do pet odor treatment, mattress cleaning. Yes, mattresses. Upholstery cleaning, area rug cleaning. And they have all kinds of services. Call them. Dirty carpets don't always look dirty, but those pathogens and germs go deep. They have a 3-stage process to get out those pathogens and germs, and your carpets don't have any dirt-attracting residue because they're really clean with Zero Res. Their 3-step process removes dirt, dust, dander, and less water. It's not a fake clean, it's a real clean. ZeroResDenver.com, 303-471-5150. 3-room areas now, $119. 303-471-5150.
Grab those running shoes on September.
Hey, Tom. You walk off. Tommy, can you hear me? Tommy, are you there? He should be able to hear me, right, B-Large? Okay, maybe he just stepped away. I can't see from the cameras because he's frozen. Tommy, are you there?
Thomas Martino.
He must not be there. I can't tell. I'm trying to get him to refresh, Mark, on his camera. He's frozen up on the screen.
Okay.
We don't want the YouTubies to lose their poo. Tommy, are you there? Yeah, he does. I just assume he's not there.
This afternoon. I'm Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather Team meteorologist Kylie Burst.
Are you a safe driver? Are you looking to save money? With DriveWise from Allstate, the safer you drive, the more you can save. At Allstate, better protection costs a whole lot less. Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. By the way, when you do a homeowner's claim on your home, you need the help of a public adjuster or at least consult one. Because most of the time on most claims, your insurance company won't be fair to you. You won't get what you have coming. And public adjusters charge a small fee of the extra they get you, and it's worth the call. Claims Pro is one of those public adjusters on a referral list at referralist.com. Claims Pro. Their website is publicadjuster.pro. Publicadjuster.pro. 833-252-4600. Both commercial and residential claims they can help you with. 833-252-4600. All right, Natasha has a follow-up. Oh, wait, really quick, Carrie, you have a comment on mineral rights. We were on the topic just a little while ago. What is your comment? Go ahead.
I was under the impression you have to pay property tax on those. So who's been paying the property tax through the years?
On your mineral rights, you don't pay property tax on the mineral. Well, you do if okay, let me explain this to you. It depends on how the mineral rights are written. If they're just mineral rights, it's not property, you don't pay it. Usually, if the property rights are tied to the property and you own those areas, then you pay your portion of the property tax. For example, I have some that are tied to ownership of property, and I pay literally $20 a year maybe on one of them. And the most expensive one I have might be $120 because it's such a small amount with all the other owners. If it's just the straight mineral rights, you don't pay the property tax. Many of the leases, however, will stipulate that in order for us to let you drill here, even though you have mineral rights, you have to secure leases, and some of the leases will stipulate that you pay, and even if you don't own the property. And in those cases, you have to pay as well. But there are no back taxes owed unless you owned the property for years. I have some properties that are undrilled, and I have to pay taxes on them because I'm part of the ownership group. In other lots, it's just the mineral right itself, and when they punch the well, the royalties and taxes begin, and there's no buildup. And I'm sure that's not going to be an issue. They would have heard from taxing authorities a long time ago. Natasha.
Okay.
Thank you, Carrie, for bringing that up. Natasha, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let me explain the original problem. She went to AutoNation and bought a car and wasn't given a voucher for the emissions. She's supposed to give a 3-day voucher so she can get her new test done. Or if they did a test for her, it has to be an unused test to get registration. In any case, her car wouldn't pass emissions because of some issues, and AutoNation agreed to fix it. And I said, well, as long as they're agreeing to fix it, there's not much.
Well, this isn't Antoinette, Tom. This is
wrong,
Natasha.
You're the other one. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're the other one, Natasha. You're the one whose daughter bought it bought a used 2013. I'm sorry. And then AutoNation did not give you a voucher. And I'm not sure what we suggested you do. Did we suggest that you call them?
We were waiting to see if they would fix the repairs. My
That's
daughter
right.
just got a phone call from the sales manager there at the location, and they said that the total bill is going to be $675, and they will only take care of the diagnostic testing. That is it. She has to take care of everything else to replace the O2 sensor and the injection cleaning, for it to pass emissions.
Well, I don't see how they get away with that if she was never given a coupon. Do they say they gave her a coupon?
They said that they did, but when I asked for a record of that coupon, he said all it is a piece of paper, like a cardboard piece of paper, and we hand it to you, and that's when you get it with your license plate, your temp tag.
No. But here's what you're going to do, Natasha. Here's what you're going to do. This is what I would do. I would pay to get it fixed. Let them pick up the diagnostic fee. Then I would sue them in small claims court for the money, claiming that we never got a voucher, they should have fixed it. And what they're going to say is they gave you a voucher, and then they're going to have to prove it. But if you want to know the truth, Natasha, I kind of feel that she probably did get a voucher. I don't know why they wouldn't bother just giving you a copy of it to see, because she would have had to sign for it.
Yeah, when she had called, when she was sitting down at the DMV or whatever, the motor vehicle, to get the plates, she had called back to the dealership, and they said that they were out of them. And that's why he didn't have one, or she couldn't get one, that she can apply for a waiver.
What do you mean apply for a waiver?
I guess she can apply through the state for a waiver to pay for the emissions.
She bought from a licensed dealer. Call the. There's a place you can call to complain. Okay, you need to put in an official complaint. All right, but meanwhile, if you want to get your car out, you should probably get it fixed. And then I would go back after them for the repair bill. I don't know why AutoNation is giving her such a tough time. Which one was it?
It's AutoNation USA Denver Broadway.
Okay. I don't know why. I have no idea why they're giving her a hard time about emissions. They should take care of the emissions unless she did not get the test in the first 3 days and had a voucher. They're saying they gave her a voucher. You're saying they didn't. Call and Suze, don't you have a number where she can call and complain? And lodge an official complaint? Okay, lodge an official complaint and let them investigate. Okay? 303-713-TALK and see what happens. 303-713-8255. Jenny, what's going on with your Wells Fargo loan? What's going on, Jenny?
Okay, so I'm going to try to give you a short of a version as I can with this. I had a loan with them
that's good. I can always ask follow-up questions. What's going on?
Okay, I had a loan for an appliance I bought with Wells Fargo. It was 12 months, no interest-free financing. And before the 12 months had ended, they charged me the interest about a week early, and it was $2,000. And I knew this because I logged in to pay off the balance of the loan, which was about $3,900. And so I called them, I complained, I said, absolutely not, I will not pay that interest. And they agreed to waive it as long as I paid it by May 20th.
All right, hold on. So I want to take a break. I'll come right back to you. This is going to be a complicated one, but we have somebody at Wells Fargo that can take a look at it. Hold on.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by JSX Airlines.
Traffic is still tied up getting through a portion of Lakewood from an earlier car fire blocking the right lane. 6th Avenue westbound just before Wadsworth. It's causing slowing from Sheridan. A collision did clear on I-25 southbound at 84th, but traffic is still recovering from 120th. And a problem in Henderson, US 85 north at East 120th Avenue. Denver weather, cloudy yet sunny, a high of 89, a low getting down to 67. Right now it is sunny and 89. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, Karen Johnson, 630 KHOW.
Say goodbye to crowded airports when you say hello to JSX, the Denver area's newest air carrier. Fly from a private terminal at Rocky Mountain Airport, nonstop to Dallas and Burbank on spacious 30-seat jets. Experience the simple joy of hassle-free flying. Book today at jsx.com.
O'Brien Legal Services is a real estate firm, meaning they do real estate law And I'm telling you, it gets pretty complicated nowadays when you have a need for real estate. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars. The contracts are tricky. You need someone to look them over for just a few $100. olslaw.com is a firm that dedicates themselves to real estate for you. So call O'Brien Legal Services for anything to do with real estate, including border disputes, easements, eminent domain, adverse possession. O'Brien Legal Services, olslaw.com, 720-370-7388. Genesis Total Exteriors for all of your needs, including solar. GenesisSolarCO.com. Yes, they take care of solar for you, and they will, of course, include it if you want to while you're upgrading your roof. They say that's a great time. And Genesis also does roofs and anything on the outside of your home, including siding, windows, and doors. GenesisTotalExteriors.com or GenesisSolarCO.com.
Do roller coaster stock markets make you nervous? With such frequent ups and downs, don't let market volatility derail your retirement. Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, Saturday on 630 KHOW. If you're concerned about the markets, call...
No, it's not Carter. This is one of his victims. He got fucking arrested. 34 fucking counts of theft. Remember I talked to the DA on
Yeah,
this
but
one?
being 20 minutes left, I think we should do it tomorrow.
Get it on. It just broke today.
Wow.
What happened, Mark? Mark, what happened?
Jeremy Carter, pull up your notes on him. Huge update.
Plains Building. Tommy, refresh your cam.
Plains Building. This is the one I dealt directly with the fucking DA.
Brian, it's Suze with the Martino Show. Hang tight. We want to talk.
All right, hold on. Where do I find it? My email?
That's
Plains
the big
Building.
one.
This is a fucking asshole that was taking a shitload of money, then went bankrupt a week later. 34 different people.
That's a good one, Mark.
We got one of the original callers up.
Oh, there's Tommy. Do you remember that one, Tom?
Which one?
The Plains Building guy.
Of course I do, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy that he... Ooh.
He's a great guy, yeah.
This is a big one, man.
But when was he...
Can you hear me, Tom? How come
yeah,
I can't hear him?
How did you find out?
Oh, I just got a call from my attorney friend that got involved. And as I was talking to him, I got a call from Brian on line 2, who was the main reason I got involved, or we got involved with the district attorney there. 34 fucking counts they arrested him on. 34 different individuals, all theft of money. He bailed out today, I believe, or he bailed out yesterday.
We're talking $63,000 deposit, $25,000, $9,300, $45,000, $42,000, $4,100.
Do you have all that up, babe?
I have all of that, the whole spreadsheet. It's crazy.
Keep that up. It's crazy as fuck. It's good when we get a guy like this, man. I love this shit. I kind of kissed it off. I spent forever talking to that DA, and I was like, all right, I guess I didn't fucking convince her because we didn't hear anything.
Oh, I remember
while.
that. Yeah, the investigator.
I talked to her for well over an hour.
Yep.
She wasn't the investigator. She was the DA.
Oh.
Vicky, I think, or Victoria.
That's crazy. I wonder if that'll make news.
So they used all the depositions that Brian did on his Rule 120. Tom, are you hearing that?
Yep.
So Jeff Bryan, an attorney friend of mine, probably one of the best BK attorneys in the state, got involved with all these people. They did a Rule 120 hearing. All those depositions got forwarded over to the DA I was talking about, and then she finally pulled the trigger last week, brought him to a grand jury. Brian on line 2 was part of the grand jury, or a witness at the grand jury. The conviction went down, and he was arrested on 34.
Okay, can you go off speaker, sir?
Oh, I can't believe you're getting into a back and
Hi,
forth
what is your first name?
with
DeckSuperstore.com. It's the Dan Kapla Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Wednesday at 4, abortion on the ballot in Kansas. The first time voters have chimed in since Roe was struck down. We'll have the results for you and talk about how to win the case for life. Join me at 4.
All right, 303-713-8255. Hey, Tom, did you see that update we're going to talk about?
I think it's incredible. Okay, we had, and he's on our sleaze brigade, by the way. We had Jeremy Carter on our sleaze brigade. And, Mark, explain what he did.
He was taking money. We'll bring Brian up, too. He was one of the reasons we got involved. But this guy was taking money to the point, Suzanne, you had that spreadsheet up. This guy was taking money from like 30, 40 different people. Some of the deposits were how much? 50, 60 grand?
For plans only, I'm looking at 51,000, 10,000, 27,000, 56,000, 42,000, 25,000.
This guy was taking money like you wouldn't believe. And by the way, it's not the first time he did it. Then when we started getting hot on his trail and all these people were calling us, like Brian on line 2, he decided he was going to go bankrupt and give everybody the middle finger on this one, Tom.
But he was actually arrested?
He got arrested. Brian, tell everybody the update. I already got it from the DA and the attorney, but I want you to tell people what happened to Jeremy, the piece of crap Carter.
Yes, Tom. So he was arrested over the weekend, 34 counts of felony theft. And there was a detective in Fort Morgan, Kelvin Bernhardt, that led the case. He's about the only one, that after we reached out, he dug into the case and he got a lot of information and passed it on to the district attorneys and the Justice Department in Denver.
So a bunch of them, Tom, got together with a friend of mine, Jeff Bryan, who's a bankruptcy attorney, but all he does is big cases. They're not, you know what I'm saying, Chapter 11, reorganization, stuff like that. They all chipped in and hired him to do the Rule 120 and explain to everybody what a Rule 120 is.
That's where it's not a 120 with bankruptcy, I don't think. It's a creditors meeting, but it's a hearing. I don't know if it's 120. Whatever it is, it's where they get together and object to the bankruptcy.
Yeah, that's right. And they objected because of the Colorado's Contractors Trust Act, where you got to hold all the money you take in trust, which, of course, this guy didn't because he's a thief. So they took the DA, ended up taking all of the stuff Jeff did under the deposition of this character, Carter, and use that as evidence against him to go after him for those 34. But this guy just got bailed out of jail. Now, the bad news is Brian and these guys, I doubt, are going to see any money. But I do not think they're going to let – I think what's going to happen, Brian, and I don't know if you know this yet, but I would guess the judge is going to do it under criminal pretenses. Therefore, even if the bankruptcy dismissed it, they're not going to be able to dismiss the debt the way the criminal judge is going to do it, because you can't get rid of that kind of debt.
No.
Right.
Not especially with fraud, you can't. No.
So he's going to owe you guys money forever. I would love to get that piece of crap attorney he had on as well. Brian, do you know if he ever switched attorneys? Because the first one was just a joke.
Holland.
Yeah, it was Holland. He stuck with Holland through the bankruptcy.
Yeah, and that's my opinion, Mr. Holland, but I can't believe anybody would represent this
Well,
clown
Mark,
and say,
Mark,
they didn't do anything wrong.
I don't know if that's fair. I mean, all I'm saying, Mark, is, come on. I mean, attorneys...
No, he came on and said, hey, this guy didn't do anything criminally wrong and blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what?
He's giving his
he
opinion.
just got arrested.
Of course it's stupid. He's giving his opinion on it based on the fact that that's his client, for goodness sake.
Well, okay, fair enough, but it didn't do very well for him when he ended. Okay, I can say this. If I was Carter, I wish I had a better attorney because 34 counts just came down on me.
I'm doing a new update. I'm doing a new update while you're talking on
Hey,
Sleaze
Brian,
Brigade.
what else can you tell us about it? You were part of the grand jury, you told me.
Yes, I testified last Thursday for the grand jury, and they had several people come in and testify, and then the grand jury decided that the charges were appropriate.
How many people showed up to testify against him?
Only who was invited. So there was only a small group. I want to say maybe 8 people is all that were invited.
We call that
they
subpoenaed, but okay.
Yeah.
Were you subpoenaed
Yeah,
or invited?
They invited. I was not subpoenaed. They just
They
asked
knew
me
he'd
if I
show.
would, and I, of course I would.
Of course you would show.
So, Brian,
Yeah.
what basically was your case for people? How much money did he take from you?
So my case was $20,000 that I gave him as a down payment. It was like 20% down, and I never got anything, not even a return phone call. They never reached out to me to pick colors for the material.
Did you say there were 24 counts of fraud?
34.
34.
And those appear to be all individuals.
They're all
felony
individuals
fraud. Do you know what 34 counts of felony fraud will do? This guy's butt's going to be sore.
I would hope so. He might get the monkeypox.
He's going to be somebody's bitch for sure.
Well, I want to say thank you to Tom and Susan and Mark so much, because
I like that order you put it into.
I don't. We need to rephrase this one.
No, Mark, give out your attorney's name that helped.
Well, his name's Jeff Brynan, but I don't want people getting confused that he's like, a no-asset bankruptcy guy. I mean, he's a big-time deal, man. He helped me, to give you an idea, Tom. I did a Chapter 11 on one of my corporations 15 years ago, and, he wiped out $3-4 million in debt
now,
for me.
let me ask you something here. This Jeremy Carter, was he actually taken into custody?
He was arrested. Yeah, he went to the pokey, man.
Is he in jail now?
He bailed out.
He bailed out. I'd love to know the bail. I'm going to get a copy of the indictment. I can't seem to find it. Brian, you said your wife might have found it. Would you send it over?
Yeah, I'll have her send you a link.
You know what? This reminds me, honestly, Tom, this reminds me of why I personally, and you personally, and Suzanne personally, and Deputy Doc and Marty and everything do this every day. Even if this guy at least got what's coming to him, and he's about to get a lot more. He could be in jail for a long time over this.
Let's hope.
This is like Don Eiley.
I am updating sleazebrigade.com. If people want a background on him, it's going to be fabulous. Look at sleazebrigade.com. And the new update, the bankruptcy did not work. A grand jury indicted this scumbag for 34 counts of felony fraud, and on and on and on.
He's going to be facing prison time, man. And let's not forget, this is not this ass's first rodeo. Absolutely not his first rodeo. It looked like he did the exact same thing about 12 years ago. Remember, when you do a bankruptcy, you got to be, 7 years?
Hold on now. Jenny, I want Jenny to know we haven't forgotten about her. We do have somebody at Wells Fargo.
Thanks,
Hold on,
Brian.
Jenny. Let's take this quick break.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
Traffic is still tied up right now, getting through Lakewood from an earlier car fire that's being cleaned up in the right lane, 6th Avenue West, just before Wadsworth. Slowing begins back at Sheridan. Also, the right lane is blocked with a rollover accident in the right lane, US 85 northbound at East 120th. And it looks as though there is a problem on I-25 southbound between Thornton and 84th with the middle lane blocked. Denver weather, cloudy yet sunny, a high of 90. We're there, and a low getting down to 67. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, Karen Johnson, 630 KHOW.
Fall into autumn hiring with Indeed. Their all-in-one solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and immediately get a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
So, if you're looking for a home loan, if you go to Ideal, you're going to get more than that. Ideal, being a mortgage banker, can help you become a cash buyer with their Ideal Cash Buyer program. Here's how simple it is. You apply with them, they put a cash offer on a home for you, backed up by their bank, because they are a mortgage banker. So there's no contingencies. Your offer goes to the top with cash buyers. idealhomeloans.com. And, of course, if you're looking for refi, they do it too. They control all the underwriting in-house, being mortgage bankers. Cut out the middlemen. Idealhomeloans.com, 303-867-7000. And speaking of money, if you're looking for an annuity from honest people, you may want to explore mymoneymyway.com. Listen, an annuity is a way to get income for life. That's what it is. You trade a lump sum of money, whether you pay monthly during the early part of your life or you just roll over something into it in a lump sum, and then you get a certain amount of income guaranteed with a cost of living increase and guaranteed not to go down in account value. Find out more. MyMoneyMyWay.com. The people I trust, MyMoneyMyWay.com. I also trust Mitch Floria at the Art of Granite. I love the way he does business. First and foremost, you'll get a price on the phone because he's proud of his deals. Well, here's how he operates. He sells materials, whether it be granite, quartz, or whatever man-made or natural stone you want. He sells it to you at wholesale. Then he fabricates and installs it. But here's the deal. He tears out and hauls away free and does the bathroom vanity free when you have the kitchen done. Get your price on the phone, 303-386-5919. That's theartofgranite.com.
Severe weather is on the rise every year. Rather than relying on our aging power grid, millions are choosing to protect their homes with Generac automatic standby generators. Would you like to be a part of this lucrative industry? Generator Supercenter, the #1 Generac generator dealer in the nation, has franchise opportunities available in Denver. Join the industry-leading team with a proven franchise model, generating 3 streams of revenue. Limited opportunities are available. Find out more now at GeneratorFranchise.com. That's GeneratorFranchise.com. GeneratorFranchise.com.
You ever feel like when you're at work, everything you say sounds like this because you're completely unstimulated and you don't care?
But then, when you're talking to your friends about things you're truly interested in and passionate about, you sound like you're alive and loving every moment of it. Then maybe you should try podcasting with Spreaker from iHeart. It's the easiest way to podcast and get paid for it. Just head over to Spreaker.com, Spreaker, and start your voyage from ugh to woo!
Did you know that you do not have to hire multiple contractors and visit dozens of home centers in order to get that brand new gorgeous bathroom? Really? Hi, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Bathrooms, providing high-quality, full-service, turnkey bath remodeling in Colorado for over 3 decades. Todd?
You bet, Dad. With our free in-home quote, our design professionals will bring our showroom to you. You'll have all the choices right at your fingertips. Our design portfolio will not only appeal to your particular tastes, but will also allow for a turnkey, worry-free project completed on time and on budget.
Gotta love it, Todd. Whether it's the 5-piece master suite you want, or the need to fix that leaky, moldy, nasty thing you call a shower, check us out. Book your bathroom project now for select install dates, and you'll enjoy a 12% savings. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, and even replacement windows and doors. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or drhi.com.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's
Hey, Thomas.
Yes.
You should see this fucking letter I sent to that scumbag's attorney back then.
Huh?
It's fucking unbelievable.
Let's remember to finish up with Ginny. I'm not even sure what the problem is, and I'm not sure I have a Wells Fargo person.
I said, you know what? We're gonna put your client through the Rule 120 hearing. As a side note, I hope he paid you in advance because I doubt you'll get paid. You'll make a lot off of it because I smell adversary hearings left and right. And too bad Judge Brooks retired. He would have loved to have you and your client in his court.
Did this guy go back to the guy that died, the victim?
No, dead victims in this one.
Not that I remember.
Okay, I was thinking that floor. Never mind.
This guy was supposed to do some steel buildings.
Okay.
And just bent everybody over.
The Dan Capla Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Wednesday for abortion on the ballot in Kansas. The first time voters have chimed in since Roe was struck down. We'll have the results for you and talk about how to win the case for life. Join me at 4.
I'm Tom Martino. Don't forget, sleazebrigade.com has an update. Sleaze Brigade. Jenny, let's go back to you. Okay, Jenny, I'm sorry, dear. We're going to bring this up again tomorrow if we need to, but you had a loan. You paid it off before. By the way, the 12 months same as cash or 24 months same as cash, what happens is if you don't pay in that amount of time, they back charge you for all the interest. And that's what they did here,
Yes.
but you say they did it prematurely.
Yes. So I was charged the interest before. It was like
Okay.
a week before.
But
my
here's what I
payment
want to know.
was due.
Here's the only thing that counts, Jenny. Really, in your agreement, it will have an absolute drop-dead date when that should have been paid. So it doesn't matter what you calculated or what they calculated. What matters is what the contract says.
Yeah, I get that. So here's what happened. I called their customer support, and they agreed to waive the $2,000 in interest if I could pay the $3,900 in full by May 20th. So I called May 12th, and I spoke with a customer service representative.
Wait, when
and
was it originally due? When was it originally due, Jenny?
That's a good question. I think it was like the last day of April.
Okay, but hold on. But you said that you had enough to pay it off.
I did. So I called and I paid it off.
Oh, okay.
In full. And I spoke with the customer service representative, gave him all my account information, everything.
And you
was
paid
fine.
it off before the contracted date or after?
So I paid it off after, but what they did is they opened an investigation, agreed to waive the $2,000 in interest.
And you have that in writing?
Wow, that almost never happens. I've never heard of that.
Do you have, okay, we need to investigate this for her. Do you have in writing that they were waiving it?
I do, yes.
Why would
Excellent.
they waive it?
Hold on, Mark, because they made a mistake maybe. Hold on, instead of discussing this now, Jenny, get her up tomorrow. We want to help you, Jenny. We have someone at Wells Fargo. We'll look into it. Remember, folks, sleazebrigade.com. Save all your problems for me.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino. And